8:19, right after the break. Very special guests this morning here, honoring the Seattle Sonics basketball legend Spencer Haywood and the producer of his documentary film, Dwayne Clark, joining us live in studio to talk about his legacy. Stay close.
Great to have you here. It is 8:23 on your Thursday, and oh my goodness, is that sunshine? Wow, making a cameo this morning. That's fantastic. It's been days since we've seen you. Welcome back. All right, so a big honor for former Seattle Supersonics star and NBA Hall of Famer Spencer Haywood this week. He was honored by lawmakers in Olympia for his incredible contribution to the city of Seattle, pro basketball, and his fight for civil rights in the United States. And joining us now, great pleasure, Spencer Haywood. Great to have you here once again, sir, and the CEO of True Sports and the producer of the documentary film Full Court, the Spencer Haywood Story, Dwayne Clark, which you have to see. I mean, if you're a basketball fan or you care anything about this country, you really need to see that movie. Great to have you both here this morning.
Thank you.
Okay, so yesterday a resolution was passed in your honor in the State House. You have the document right here, and I'm gonna hold it very, very gently.
Yes.
But what an awesome.
What an awesome.
I mean, can you put into words what that meant to you?
Well, what this means to me and what it is that I was there with the governor, Governor Jay Inslee, and also our lieutenant governor of the House caucus and the Senate caucus, and both House and Senate. We just had a ball up there yesterday, and they came up with this resolution, Spencer Haywood, for my civil rights activity and for changing basketball as we know it and making it what it is today. And so one of the things that we were talking about in doing this whole type up and doing the movie, we were talking about Seattle as this place that everything important in NBA basketball and professional basketball happened here. And through my case, Haywood versus the NBA. And so that case, it was able to allow players, hundreds and thousands of players, to come into the NBA under the early entry rule in order, Spencer Haywood rule. And that meant that they could leave college early and come into the NBA, and some didn't even go to college.
I mean, today is the beginning of the NCAA basketball tournament, and there's going to be so many of these players one and done. I mean, you talk about the legacy that you started right there. I mean, how many great players left college early or went right from high school to the NBA? I mean, you started that. You had to go to the Supreme Court to fight for that.
And that happened right here in Seattle. So you look at for teams at that time in 1970 and 1971, you had teams worth $250 million. Now they're worth $2 billion. We had only 16 teams. Now we have 32 teams. Seattle provided all of that to the world of basketball and to the NBA. Now, ironically, we don't have a team, but I spoke with the commissioner, Adam Silver. He's just so adamant about getting this team here soon.
You've had conversations with Adam Silver, and he says we have got to get this right in Seattle.
Get it right in Seattle. And I'm saying personally to the city council, please, let's make it happen. Let's just stop all of the studies and all of the other stuff. Let's just make it happen.
Yes.
Because there's other cities. No, really. There's other cities out there who are vying for this position.
Yes.
And so we don't want to slip through the cracks anymore.
We do not.
And it means so much, not just in basketball and sports terms, what it means to Seattle, but it's where basketball was formed. And I gave you the background on it. So we need to keep our history intact.
So Dwayne, I mean, you know this guy as well as anybody. You've studied his life and his legacy. Obviously, yesterday had to have meant a tremendous amount to you.
Well, I think it was a huge honor for Spencer, and you know, he's a very humble man. And I think one of the things that was so honoring is the fact that, you know, he's a great sports star. I mean, if he were playing today, you know, he was a 26-13 guy, and yet he wasn't rewarded financially like LeBron James was making almost $31 million a year, but he paved the way for those guys. And I think, you know, there's an irony in all this that, you know, he paved the way for all the sports stars today, and Seattle paved the way with this landmark decision, and yet we don't have a team. So I was so thankful that he was honored for his contributions to the NBA and all these great sports stars, and hopefully we get a team back to hang his jersey from our rafters.
Have to have that happen, and you have to think. I mean, is it too far to say that the NBA owes Seattle?
It does.
Make good on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the one thing that Commissioner Adam Silver said. We owe Seattle. We want to make it whole again. Because so now is the time. We don't have time to debate it, argue it. Just do it.
Just get it done.
Yes.
Kierina Soto, whatever. Just get it done. Spencer Haywood, Dwayne Clark, great to have you both this morning.
Thank
really
you
appreciate
so much.
it.